Carmen Latham. I'm a Yamaji woman from Western Australia, though I've lived and worked in Melbourne for the last 35 years. And Melbourne's been the home for my art practice. A Coolamons, a wooden vessel that's made from a tree and it's dried in the heat of a fire, and so it gets that lovely warped shape, and it's made for collecting bush tucker. It's also a cradle for newborn babies. So this performance artwork involves Coolamon, particularly the empty Coolamon, as a symbol of the stolen generations, as it references the empty cradle. And so I've called it the empty Coolamons, in memoriam to the stolen generations. The snake is part of many creation stories across the various First Nation cultures in Australia. It's also the universal symbol of healing and transformation. Just as it sheds its skin, there's a new beginning. And it embraces the space. So it's a nice form to use. So during my research for my Masters in Fine Art, I came across an artist who was interviewed. And in the interview, he was asked the question, why do you make art? And in a very strong accent, he says, to change the world, of course. So I thought, yes, that's why you make art, to change the viewing point of the viewer. And so that's the intention behind this work, is that people take the time to really consider what it would have been like to have your baby or babies stolen from you, and the impact of that trauma of the stolen generations continues through in First Nation cultures across Australia to this very day.
Today we're here to commemorate Sorry Day.
Today we had a smoking ceremony and then we made Coolamons. We got to design them, make them out of clay and paint them.
As First Nation students, we have come together to create an art piece to showcase what reconciliation and the stolen generation means for us. And the Coolamons represent how we've lost people in the past and how we recognise that today, and that we understand, we pay our respects and we reflect on that.
The fact that we're all together creating one big artwork is really symbolic of the whole message of reconciliation, in my opinion.
Overall, I just love the fact that we're all doing this together, but at the same time representing ourselves, the individualistic part of our story.
My Coolamon represented my family and my connection to my family, so I had a meeting place in the middle with me in the centre, and it was two circles of people. So the first represented my close family and the second represented my chosen family and my community.
My family is from the Torres Strait. We don't know too much about it because of the stolen generation, which is why I was like, I don't want to have a starting point. I just want to do the journey because we're all travelling.
What I've noticed about today and the involvement of students, it's actually so good to see them outside of their classroom and engaged with practical appreciation and reconciliation of First Nations culture.
For those from First Nations backgrounds or people who have had their children removed, it's a chance to honour the loss of those children, and the pain of that loss goes back to the earth. It's particularly important that non-First Nations people are a part of this ritual process so that they have the opportunity to understand more deeply what it might be like to have your children removed. It's not about guilt, blame and shame. It's actually about understanding, about standing in someone else's shoes to know what it might be like as best as one can, and to respect that, simply to respect that.